Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to stage 16 of building the Ecto-1, the car, the old ambulance car thing from Ghostbusters. Lots of stuff again this time. We're building the front suspension and steering. So straight into it, we need to fit the stabilizer bar, which is that bit, which is fitted using some parts and some BP screws. BP screws, those, because it's going into plastic. Let me move the other screws out of the way. Right. And this is going into these. Through that. Basically, they're attaching underneath that, but only when it goes through a thing. So let me get two screws out. Because obviously we need two screws, one for either end. Those over there for now. Right, how is this attaching? Because we did the whole steering assembly thing last time. This is going this way up. Right, and it's going underneath here. Oh, it's attaching to these parts there. Right, so this is going underneath. I can't go underneath. It's got to go over the top. No, it's got to go underneath. And then that attaches down to there, so that can't go. Right, what? Let me read the words, and we'll figure out what we're going to be doing. Locate the first stabilizer bar linkage part 16B. Let me flick back to the instructions thing. Yeah, 16. It is what I thought it is. Right. Okay. So it is those. So one of those. I need the other one in a moment. Second stabilizer bar. Right, is that just something to fit it in there first and then fit? There's a screw hole at either end. Right, okay, I understand a little bit. I thought it was going through and then into that, but it's not. What we're doing is attaching that to there first. So yeah, that's got two different directions from that. So yeah, that's going inside there. There's one side of this has got an internal piece that's going in there. And then that's going to that. Right, because this would lower it down to where it needs to be, otherwise it won't fit. So that's going in there. The other one is going on the other side. Doesn't matter which way up these go because they're exactly the same. From either end to either end. You're going to need to put the screw on the end of the screwdriver though. Otherwise it makes it very hard to, you can't put it in like that. That's got to go on the end. Come on. There we go. Then we can go through there into that part. Just like that. Okay, so they're on there, attached securely. Now this goes under there. And we'll line up that with the hole. And that's going to go in place with another BP screw. Around there, so I can get that there on there. Now this obviously has a little bit of sliding ability, because that's not just a hole, that's a complete slot. So let's try and get this around. It's tricky because it's sort of inside an area. That lined up, there we go, that should be better. Right, I'll just get that holding there a little bit while I do the other side the same, and then we can make sure it all lines up before we tighten everything up. Through there, and that will join into the bottom of that. Just like that, where you can't see because my hands were in the way. There we go. So yeah, that's that on there. I don't know if that will actually move. Maybe I've tightened it down too much. Don't know, but we'll do that there like that. Then we need to attach using BM screws. 4 of which we need for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's one left in there. That will be spare. And move that out of the way. There's only one of them, so that's going to be spare as well. These are going over that, just like that. holding that in place. These have a direction, so you've got to make sure you get them the right way around. One of them has got a little peg coming out. They're coming out the same sides, so that's easy. And the peg on this side, for instance, has to go that side. No, it doesn't. It goes the other side. Oh, I can't even talk now. Let's go on there like that. So let's get one screw in there. And we'll get the other screw in on the other side. Get around there past the other stuff. So there's that there. I haven't tightened that up yet because I need to do the other side first, which goes in much the same but the other way round. Should. Why is that not? It is there. I see the little hole there and the peg there, and okay, it is. It's just a little bit springy because of the plastic bit. Come on. I have the shaky hands today, so things are not lining up as they should. That one in there, and then that one in the other side. And then we can get those all tightened up, and that's the first part done. I don't know exactly what it is. It's obviously the stabilizer bar. It would, on a real car, a real suspension, hold everything secure. Being plastic on this, it's not going to be terribly secure, but that's going to work a bit like that. Right, now we're assembling the steering arms. Don't need that yet. We do need the KM screw, which is the one with the big washer on it. Like that. And that's going to there and there. This piece is going through there like that, and the KM screw with the big built-in washer is what holds that in place on there. And then we will need an LM screw to hold it in place, but let's get that in there first. And quite tight, but that's a good thing. It's got going further than that. I think I might have that slightly cross-threaded. Let's take it out and try again. Feels much the same. I think it's just a case of the paint being in there, holding it tight. So let's get that tightened in, hopefully. In and back a bit just to loosen up the thread. It's still got a long way to go. Right, I shall figure out why that is not going in there properly. It might be that there's something wrong with the screw or the thread, or just me. It could easily be me that's just stuffing things up a little bit. Let's try it without it going through there so I can see if it is in fact level. It's actually not quite level. You can see that that's slightly off to one side. So again, might be me, might be the thread. What I'm going to do is try the other screw in case there's something not quite right with that first one. I'll put that back in there just in case. Try this one again without it going into the other bit. See, that is also just slightly off. It doesn't seem to be quite so far off. Yeah, that's better. Maybe the screw wasn't quite right. Let's get that all the way through without stabbing myself in the finger with the screwdriver, because that's always useful. The less stabbing you can do in any build is obviously better. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain about that. That doesn't feel quite right. I'm going to have a closer look and see if there's anything wrong with that hole. And I'll come back and see exactly what's what in a moment. Okay, I've been through and cleaned out my hole. That's much nicer in there. So I'm happy with how that fits now. Now we need to attach it to the rest of this chassis. The big screw goes through that bit and holds it onto the frame. Like that. I'm not going to tighten that up quite yet because we need to get the other side attached with the other screw, and I'll make sure it all lines up properly before I do that. That's going around over there. I'm assuming we're going to be doing much the same the other side, but with some different parts. So that is on there. I shall tighten them both up again. And that will be step 2. The other side looks like it's going to be the steering pinion. Obviously we need some way of attaching this to the steering wheel, which we haven't got yet, have we? No, we've got the steering wheel for one of the other car builds, but not for the Ecto as yet. There we go, that's tightening that into there, and that should still, yeah, that just holds that in place while it all moves. Good, I like that. So far so good. Now we need the steering pinion, which is apparently fitting into that bit with DM screws. Get a couple of those out. Still lots of screws to go. We've still got lots of build to do yet. So that goes, according to the picture, that way round in there like that. And the DM screw will go through here. Oh, that isn't. Why is that not? No, LM. I'm reading it wrong. That's why that doesn't work. Put those back over there. LM screw is a little bit heavier, a little bit meatier, a little bit thicker. And ones that will actually fit. So that's going to be that one at the end there. That's better. And the one that I was trying to do before with the wrong size screw up this end. There. All of this is, as far as I'm aware, basically the same as it would be on a real one. Obviously not held together with 2 little screws or ginormous screws. The screws are not scale fixings for the build, but the linkages and everything else is apparently as it should be. Right, so this is then going through there like that, and this is attached. Oh, right, and then this attaches on the other end of that, and that goes through to that. So that goes on there. This has a flat side, so you've got to get that the right way around on there. This is where the DM screws come into play. So I deliberately got them out. Did you notice that I got those out early because I was going to be using them now, and while I'm holding this in place, I can't get them out of the bag. So that's why I got them out of the bag earlier. If you believe that, then yeah. Right, then this one goes on to the other side of that, just like the other side, but attached through a thing. So that's where the steering column, steering wheel eventually will attach. Hold that while I tighten this in. Can't hold it right underneath because it's in the wrong position. But that's going in there okay. Let's get this one tightened down on here as well. Yeah, that's working. I like that. Okay, so then we've got the steering working. It's stiffer. Why is that stiffer? I don't know. Oh, it's loosening up. It's all right. It's obviously just paint causing some friction. So that's working through there. I like that. So far, so good. Let's have a look at stage 4, the steering column, which is obviously the big bit there. It just says put it in there like that. Okay. Ensure that both wheel bases are heading straight forwards. Push the steering column into the steering pinion so the straight part of the cylinder is facing the rear of the car. Right, so we've got the flat bit there. So that's got to be down. and then that's going to go on there. Yeah, can't go on there. Oh, it goes further through. Ah, right, I've got you. I was thinking it was going to attach on this side, but it doesn't. It attaches on the opposite side. So that goes on there like that. That's straightforward. That's on there. That's at the bottom. So as you turn that, that will turn everything else. This then goes over the top of that and holds everything in place. Like that. That's got a bit of play, but should still work. Is that still at the bottom where I've been playing with it? No, that's drifted off a little bit. Let's turn that one tooth more around that way. So that's going on there, and the screws. I'm going to have to let go of that. It's going to fall in it. I'll figure that out in a moment. We need 2 screws and 2 DM screws. This is interesting. Make sure you get them on the correct side. So the screws will go on the outside of the car through this bit here. Right, so let's get the steering wheels forward. Flat piece at the bottom. That over there. Screw in there. Hold that there. The other screw goes this side. And 2 DM screws. We go over the other side where it's obviously not such a thick place that it's going into, but it still needs to be held in place. So this is going to make things a little bit more challenging, having the large bit sticking up, but not nearly as challenging as the entire next section is going to be, because we're bringing in the entire engine and actually affixing that into place in here. So let me get these tightened up. Like that. And like that. That probably, yeah, that will work by turning that. And that is turning the steering wheel, which is what we want. So I turn it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that in normal cars, the gearing is a little bit higher than that. So yeah, by turning that, you can see, hopefully, the wheels are turning. They will turn more than that. Probably. But that's working. That's as intended. I need the entire engine, which I've got over there. Let me grab that out. I'll put that away in my spares box when I finished using it last time. I say spares box, it's the box where I've got everything that we've built so far. There we have that. Right, that's that. We've got these 2 tubes. Oh, we're going to fit those in a moment. That's okay. I thought I'd forgotten about them, but I haven't. Well, I had, but they hadn't, because we're going to be fitting those in a moment. Once this attaches on there. So this goes this way round. Yeah, the post at the back goes into that hole, and everything else just sort of lines up and fits in place. Not sure where else is an attachment point. Oh, there's posts there. Right, let's have a look. We need some IM screws and an LM screw at the back. Let's get the LM, because I saw that one first. There for the back. IM for the 2 at the front. Let's see how that's going to work. Obviously being careful not to unplug anything else while I'm playing around with it, not catch anything else. So these are going in there. Yes. There is a screw hole there which connects through to that. Yep. Let's get the other one in the other side. I haven't tightened that first one down yet, obviously, because again, you don't tighten it down until you know it's all okay. The other screw hole is just there. That goes in there. Don't feel like that's going in anywhere. No, the engine is lifted out slightly. There we go, that's biting now. Before we tighten anything else down, let's get the one at the back plugged in. That can rest there. That's going through there. So, yep, there we have. I can tighten this one down because I know the front two are lined up because they're in. Let's get those tightened down as well. Now we can plug in those two hoses there for the steering. So they go from top of that bit that we put in there to there. Is that both of them? There's one round the other side of that. I didn't quite catch it. So let's get that through round there. Apologies for my head being in the way. Yeah, need to stretch that out a touch. So I shall use, actually, no, it's too big. I will just use my tiny tweezers. To open the end of that. Stretch that open and then I can get that on there. I'll go for the top one. It goes on there. I'll do the other one through there. They both connect up to down there as well, but I'll do that off camera because I need to get the wheel ready because we're going to be putting the wheel on next. I'll see you in a moment when these are attached and I have a wheel prepared. Okay, not just the wheel, but the wheel cover hub thing and a single LM screw for that. So this is going to attach onto here. See, we've got all the cables and everything going behind it now, so we're okay with that. That's going on there, a bit like that. Screw obviously then goes through the center and holds that in place securely. Apparently, it doesn't feel like it's going in very securely. Feel like it's going in at all. I don't know, maybe. No, that wasn't lined up, so that wasn't going in properly. I think I was around the outside of the hole. Let's just check to make sure that it does work. It definitely fits in there. So I wonder why it wasn't then. Let's try one more time. Can't go anywhere else, can it? That whole thing just fits over there, so it's definitely got to go in there. I think I was just trying to put it around the outside. I wasn't fully home. Does that feel better? I don't know. Really don't know. I'm feeling like it isn't. Don't know. It works, it turns, but I think that's not actually. I know, that feels like that might be going into something now. I think it is. Yeah, there we go. It's definitely tightening down. Get that nice and tight because the cover's going to be a problem to pull out if you ever need to. The wheel turns. It's not exactly free spinning, but that's okay. It's not meant to be free spinning. That will just push in there like that. And there we have it. Doesn't matter which way up, obviously, because the entire thing will turn. That's the end of stage 16. 17 is another tyre, which we're going to end up attaching back onto there. So that will be a fairly short episode, and I've got something special to show you when we've done that episode. So I shall see you very soon for that. Look, 16. 17 too. Thanks for watching. I don't know where this is going to go yet. It didn't say to attach that yet, did it? Let me just double check. It doesn't actually show that on the thing, so no, that probably goes to the radiator, I would expect, which we obviously haven't got yet. So, thank you for watching. I shall see you soon for episode 17. And, yeah, stay safe. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.